It is time for season number 5, lad. And this is going to be a huge season with Leeds United kicking off with the summer transfer window in this episode. Now, in the end, last season, we did pretty well. I know we got knocked out of the Europa League, but we did end up finishing 6th in a dramatic end to our season, giving us Europa League football again this year. And the board have decided that they are going to back your boy Yorkie with 102 million to try and build this squad. And I've already gone out there and started to loan list some of the youngsters and transfer list some of the bigger names. Out with the old, as Calvin Phillips is on the transfer list. And with a few of the bigger names unhappy, even more of the big players could leave the team. And with a few of the other big hitters like Mike Trezor, Hugo Ekitike unhappy, we could see even more players leave the team, not just the ones on the transfer list. But let's not waste time, boys. Let's not mess about. Let's get into this episode and start building the squad for European football and hopefully maybe top 4 this season. That is my aim at the start of this one. Can we hit top 4 by the end of this season? Now, I am currently scouting a ton of your guys' suggestions, but as you can see, the board are unhappy with me. So I kind of want to know what my objective is, because at week we're in trouble. Get a streak of 3 clean sheets, and oh god, man, I'm so bad at keeping clean sheets. So that's not going to be easy, but the signed 2 players are the same nationality as the club. Tick. I can do that. That is going to change our transfer policy, though, but that is something I can do. The only other one that should have any impact is this one. Within 2 seasons, sign 1 youth player. I mean, these are really dumb. They really are dumb, but we're going to do them. Europa League, they want us to win it, of course. Finish in a Champions League spot, that's what I want, and win the FA Cup. We already know objectives suck, but that should be enough there for us to keep our job. Now, when it comes to the squad, let's ignore, obviously, that players are going to be leaving. Left back is an area now that we need to look at because Josh would like to leave the club, and also we already knew this going in. Defense is where we want to fix. That's where we believe our problems lie, so we're going to be looking at centre backs and most likely CDMs, because now I only have Oliver Skip, Archie Gray, beast by the way, and Jovanovic. So I really need to be looking at CDM. Calvin Phillips will leave the club. I'm a bit devastated, but he wants to leave. He's not happy with his position in the team. And Glenn Kamara is leaving within a day's time. So CDM is definitely going to be one of those positions that we need to look at, and we need to start looking at world-class talent. We need to take it up a notch this season. And I've started adding some of that by just piling the list full of even more players. I don't know who I'm going to go for just yet, but I've really started to fill this list up with your guys' suggestions. By the way, boys, Callum Flory done dirty on this game. Done very dirty. He's looking like he might go to Arsenal in real life. He was probably one of the few decent players for Italy in the tournament, even though they sucked. But yeah, done dirty. I think he should be way better than this, but he would be a good rotation centre-back. They've not nailed his passing either. 63 passing, not what I saw. But anyway, less of that. I've rammed the list. I've even been looking at players we shouldn't be looking at, like wingers and strikers. But as for CDM, I've now added a lot of names. So we are going to have options, and I'm looking to go as big as possible in this window. But before we can do that, we need to advance forward a little bit. Let some stuff happen at the club. See what kind of bids come in. So I will come back when we're ready to sign someone or something crazy happens. And the first bit of craziness is Chelsea coming in and thinking that they can steal our wonder kid youngster Jonathan Lane for 6.2 million. Under the kid's valuation. Are you kidding me, Chelsea? One thing I didn't mention was the calls in the comments section that Jorginho Ruta, we should start listening for offers on him. And for the first time in the series, I kind of agree. CDK has just been a different level. He performed so well at the end of that season. Gelhardt has been Mr. Reliable. So I don't know. But it would mean signing another cam because I want 3 cams unless we brought Chupomenka back from loan. Greaves is a traitor. He's dead to me. Or we could give Jonathan Lane some chances this year. But in my head, we were going to loan him out. We do now get our first bid in for Calvin Phillips, though. It's going to be for Wolfsburg. I'm going to accept it. I feel like I'd want him to stay in England, but Calvin's at a stage in his career where maybe going to play in Germany, where we've seen a lot of English players go and play, might be the right move for him. Josh, however, though, getting a bid from Napoli is going to be rejected. I don't see him going there. Plus, I don't like Napoli after they knocked us out of the Europa League. We get a swap deal coming from Sociedad for Dan Ballard, though, and it doesn't make sense. So we're going to reject it. I think Dan would definitely stay in England. Calvin Phillips, in the end, he's going to accept that offer from Wolfsburg then as well. So he's going to be leaving the club. I'm a little bit gutted. I wanted him to stay, and I did offer him a new contract, playing rotation, and he just wouldn't accept it. He wanted to be a start. I get it, man. Good luck, Calvin. Well, a few bids now coming in for our players. Quite a few. And we got one from Leon for Josh. And I was thinking about it, right? A few Scottish players have actually gone and played overseas, especially in recent years. I'm actually going to accept this one from Leon. I maybe would have accepted the Roma one we got recently, but yeah, I'm going to accept this one from Leon. Pascal swap deal, and they are offering Nicolas Capaldo. Don't really know about him, but Pascal is pivotal in our back line. No thanks. Atalanta come in for Jovanovic. No thanks for that one, but I'm hoping it's a good bid here for Dan Ballard. Oh, it's Manchester United. It's a good bid, but I can't let him be a traitor. I just can't do it. Now, this is better. Aston Villa for Dan Ballard. I'm open to this. I'm okay to it. Let's accept it. We do have a big bid here, though, coming in for Jorginho Ruta. It's from Liverpool. You guys have said it. You've said it a few times. Maybe it's time for Georgie. He's not quite getting the job done. Liverpool would probably be a good destination for him. But I do want bang for my buck. I want the most money I can get for this. It would mean as well that Jorginho would be linking back up with Willie. So that would be huge. I'm going to go 70. Do I think we can get 70 for Liverpool? Oh my God. They're going to give me 70. I didn't think they would do that. I didn't think that they would negotiate up to 70. I thought it was going to meet us at like 65, 70 million. That's a lot for us to sign some players with. I am excited. I might need another cam now, but maybe a youngster. CDK will be the main man this year. Let's take a quick look at the calendar and see how our season actually starts. Oh my God, we play Chelsea and Man City in the opening month of the season. So ideally, I would like to get the bulk of our business done and deals done that we need to get done by the Leicester game, but mainly by the Chelsea game. I'm going to do the entire window in this episode, boys. That's the first time I've ever done that. It might make it a bit of a longer episode, but I already feel like I know what I'm going to do, and I want to get this episode out to you. We need to start progressing now because the new game isn't that far away. Now, we've got another deal in here for a player who could be on the chopping block, and that is Hugo Ekitike. But Paul Nebel? No, not what I want. But an offer from Wolves for Dan Ballard makes sense to me. I will accept that one. Now, with Josh leaving the club, it is time to look at left backs. Now, I feel like ideally, whoever we brought in would be a backup left back, but I'm just not beyond having really good competition with Fran Garcia. I just don't know if I want to spend any bulk of our budget on the left back position. I would probably like it to be a fairly cheap one. And now that I'm thinking about it, I would probably like it to be an English one because it would tick off one of those objectives. And I really like the look of Tarek Mitchell, but he's just a bit slow. He's a good defender, but he's just a bit slow. Ben Chilwell could be a good option because he would be experienced. He's steady in speed, but he would be a good bit of experience for the team. What would he cost? 18.9 million for Ben Chilwell to join the club. 30, good experience, might take rotation. Let's give this one a go. If we can get great quality for as cheap as possible in this position, that is exactly what we have to do. Maybe 19 million will work, and 19 million will. So this is a steal for me, an 81 overall. He will start to go down soon, but an 81 overall for 19 million does want important, though. And that is the thing that is a stumbling block for me. And he's not really going to budge on important. But I swap my left backs around a lot. So he would probably get important game time. Like Fran Garcia didn't start every game last year. Let's go for it. If it doesn't work out, we'll just sell him after 1 year because he'll be unhappy. I'm happy to be the kind of manager that just makes promises. And just like that then, our new number 3, Ben Chilwell, the first signing of this window. It is typical that the first signing of the window would be a rotation signing, but I think this is a great deal, and we're going to get an A for it. We're also going to complete one of those objectives as well. Ben might not have been the player I would have normally gone for at left back, but completing the objective is key. I am now also starting to think of the CDM we bring in, and if I'm honest. I think we might need 2 in this position. So I'm just going to scour really quick because we're waiting for Hinselwood's report to come back. Really, English players that could play there. Now, I'm not going to just look at CDM. I'm going to look at CM as well. And if they have the ability to play CDM also. I feel like for some strange reason in my head, Matt O'Reilly still sticks out. But him joining Roma last year really boosts his price up. Quinton Timber could be a good one, actually. Defensively, he's fairly sound. He's good at getting forward. He's quick. Quinton Timber could be the bigger signing. And look at that. He's not going to be that expensive. He's actually cheaper than Matt O'Reilly. And we're going to tear that partnership up. Yeah, but Quinton Timber might be the guy I'm looking for. Now, I feel like at this stage, Roma is definitely a team we can negotiate with. They are similar to us in their league position. And I would say English sides get a little bit more favor. I'm going to go 45 million here for Quinton Timber and see if a deal can be struck. And oh my God, 45 million for Quinton Timber. This is an absolute steal. And to already at this stage of the season to be bringing in a talent as good, as strong as Quinton Timber for 45 million, it's absolutely blowing my mind. Our new number 8, Quinton Timber, joins the club. Now, I'm going to have to go in and change him to a CDM, but he can already play there. So, if the gods are with me, this should be a quick change. Why 49 weeks? Quinton Timber can already play. I hate this feature. I really hate this feature. Do you know why I hate this feature? Because unless you actually designate him to that, he doesn't get the boost in the squad. But quite clearly here, he could play CM, CAM, and CDM. So a swap to either of those positions should be like that. A week. Not even a week. Should just be instant because he can play them. They might be secondary positions, but he can play them. Look, that's my rant over. He's going to play CDM. It's just a really dumb system. And when there's that many dumb systems already in this game, it's really annoying to have one more. Now, that does drop our budget down to 62 million, but we've covered left back. We've got our first CDM in. And now, really, the big money signing will be a centre back. But we have 70 million coming in from Jorginho Ruta. Obviously, we need to figure out what we're going to do at CAM. But I'm feeling pretty good about this transfer window so far. But speaking of Jorginho Ruta, he has now officially left the club to go to Liverpool. They just missed out on the title last season after we beat them on the final day, giving it to Man City. So Jorginho is potentially going to be a very integral part for Liverpool. He was fantastic, in my opinion. Here for 4 full seasons. Really enjoyed using him here from the start. But CDK is going to take over now. And with that 70 million being added to the bank, we're now up to 145 million to make sign-ins. Dembele did also leave. He decided to sign for Wolves. Now, I've been thinking, actually, the fact that we need to sign another Englishman, I could do with a rotation player now that Jorginho Ruta's gone. And you guys have recommended Morgan Gibbs-White quite a few times. And he was a star for us in that Blackburn save last year. I'm going to re-scout him, and maybe he could be the player we bring in for that second English player. I think he'd be really cheap as well. So a few days have passed. We get the scout report back on Morgan Gibbs-White, and if I can get him for 27 million, this is a deal I think makes sense. He will be a superb backup to CDK this season, especially in Europe. It does leave some options there on the table still with Gelhardt, but Gelhardt seems super happy to be a third-string cap. Like, he just really does. Morgan Gibbs-White, though. This would be another great deal, man. We are going for it. No, not doing that. Move, exchange, player. I will pay 30 max, I think, for Gibbs-White. I feel like that would be a fair deal. But yeah, we're proper going for it this year. We can't pull any punches. This is our year. Maybe 32. I'm getting a little bit frustrated, though. I thought they would have negotiated a little bit better with us at this point. What about 32 million? Let's meet there on 32. There we go. I'm happy with that. I think he's more than worth 32. I guess the big thing as well here could be what role will he want to take? If I offer him rotation, will he take it? One's important. You know what? He's going to be backup, but backup in terms of the cam position, he's going to play a lot of games. I'm going to accept it. I've found with important over the last few seasons, as long as they're getting like 40% of the games, they still seem to be happy enough. There we have it then. Signing number 3 is going to be Morgan Gibbs-White, a fan favorite for the channel and one that you guys have suggested so consistently. And when I think about it as well, when it comes to injuries, injuries are a real thing. We've suffered with them with a few players. Jorginho Ruta was one of them, a little bit injury prone. Having someone who's the next man up, who's good all the time, is really important. And obviously another big thing with that was fulfilling this objective, sign 2 players of the same nationality as the club. I am very surprised though that our manager rating's not gone up more. It's barely gone up from achieving that. the sack is a real possibility this year. I did actually go out there and make another signing as well. It's a Lucas Young or Jung. I don't know how you're going to say that, but we can figure that out because he's just a generated player. But the Frenchman is 19 and 74 overall, showing great potential. So that means it is going to be time. I'm sorry, Mateo Joseph, it hasn't worked out for us to part ways. He deserves to be starting on a team and not just be loan farmed every single month. So I'm going to stand out of Mateo Joseph's way, and Young or Jung, whatever we're going to call him, will come in and be the third choice striker, depending on what happens with Hugo Ekitike. Got some more offers now coming in for players. I'm going to reject Chelsea's for Joe Rodon. I would be more open to letting Rodon go now, but not to Chelsea. And then Joseph's going to have Luton and Ajax. I'm going to actually accept both. Even though the Ajax one is less money, I do feel like that would be a better destination. But him staying in England as well and going to Luton makes sense. It is Man United for Cody, so that's an absolute no for me. Now we have an insane offer just come in. Not that long before we actually play Leicester. Now, I really like Mike Trezor, and he was my starting left mid. But Ilin Jr. came about last season. He's been my starting left mid now while Trezor was injured. Trezor comes back. He's only just come back from injury. Leicester want him. It's big money. But I do feel like Trezor should be given the first half of the season. We haven't seen the man play for a while. And if I'm not into it, I'm not down for it, I don't think I want him, then we will let him go in January and we will sign someone in January. But now as we're starting to near this Leicester game, I am starting to think maybe we need to get the move for a centre-back done pretty quickly. Well, speaking of centre-backs, we've got a couple of offers for Pacho here, and he was so mixed last season. He drove me insane in some moments, but he was the big signing of last year. He's had a year in England now. Maybe he's settled a little bit. I don't want to unsettle the backline too much, so I'm going to reject those two bids. Now, when it comes to centre-back, though, I want a big name, I think. I want a big name player. And there's a few here. We could bring Fofana back. He will be in the French national side. He's a big name. A little bit injury-prone, though, so that might put me off just a little bit. Diamonde could be great at 23, 83 overall. He could be a huge improvement. There is a lot of options here, and I kind of want to go as big as possible. I've really been looking at Van der Ven, and I think if we was in the Champions League, Van der Ven be someone I'd go for. I know him very well. I really enjoy using him. I did look at Barishile. He is very, very slow. So that nothing will change for me on him. We could bring in Yuri and Timber and have both Timber brothers playing together. That could be a good option. I never even thought about that. What would he cost from Wolfsburg? They are in the Champions League, though. I will add that. Wolfsburg have built a very good team in this career mode, and they are in the Champions League. So maybe that wouldn't be the right move. I do actually feel like the right move right now would probably be Fofana or Diamonde. Diamonde, bigger upside, and, I mean, look at him. He is a beast. I would like Diamonde. Got long ball pass. Long ball pass is really selling it for me. What do we have with Fofana? Intercept, slide, tackle, jockey. So Fofana is the better defender of the two, and Diamonde is probably still a very good defender. He's got block, bruiser, and jockey, but he does have that long ball pass, which I really like. You just feel like where we are right now, it was the defensive end that we really struggled with, and Fofana isn't exactly a slouch when it comes to the passing, but I feel like he gives us that height and that strength in our backline. We're going to go for Wesley Fofana and bring him back to England. I think this is a really good deal for us to try and pick up. I get him at 40 million. This would be another bargain, lads. 40 million. We are just stealing. We are robbing everyone blind. Left, right, and center. That's what we're doing in this stage. Just realized as well as we try and get this deal over the line, we play his former club next. We play Chelsea and Leicester. Leicester first and Chelsea after. Both his former clubs is who we'll be going up against. We do have quite a few Frenchmen at the club as well, so I don't think it'll take time for him to settle down. And he knows the English Premier League. So there he is, Wesley Fofana, number 5. It doesn't mean he is gonna definitely be a guaranteed starter. That Pascal, Pacho, and Wesley, we have to make a choice between them, but I'm happy that I have a choice between the 3 of them. And with that deal done, it's going to see the budget at 79 million. And I still might spend that yet. But so far, I couldn't be happier with the business we've done. Ben Chilwell back up left back. Quinton Timber, star there in the CDM position. Honestly, I'm so excited about him. Gibbs-White, backup cam, and then Wesley Fofana as one of potentially our new starting centre-back. Oh, it could be happening. It could be happening. Meslier unhappy with being at the club because he wants Champions League football. But I can't remember if Napoli have Champions League football. I would only let him go to a team that had Champions League football. And I can't bloody remember where they finished. Can I see yet? I can't see. I can only see qualifying rounds. So I don't actually know if Napoli got Champions League football. And on that basis, it means I'm going to reject this bid. I am going to reject it, but I am open for Meslier just because of his unhappiness at the club. If a team with Champions League football comes in that we know about, I'll have to enter those negotiations. Dortmund now for Trezor, offering us Hugo Larsson. No, not for me. Another one that's not for me as well is going to be this bid from Real Sociedad for Pascal Stroy. But before any more business can get done in this window, it is going to be time for our first game of the season. This is our starting 11. And it's looking pretty good if you ask me. I have opted to drop Pacho and start Wesley Fofana in this one. I don't know if anybody remembers, but we played Leicester in the last episode, and it was an insane game. 6-4. Not expecting the same out of this one. Leicester obviously as well trying to sign Trezor, so they're trying to improve. But I just feel like Trezor for now should remain a Leeds United player. I know it's going to be Illing's season in terms of him getting the starts because he's just so... I mean, he's so versatile. He's just so good on the ball as well. It gets unlucky there. He causing problems. He caused a lot last time out. I tried to bring him down. To be honest with you, Van Eywick deals with it. Correa into Carvalho. That's a great touch. Onto Correa. Oh, that's an infuriating start. We just struggled to deal with Leicester going forward. And we were kind of out of position. I give the ball away with Meslier. Throw it forward. Not the pass I wanted. And there we go, punished instantly by Leicester. They finally get a bit of possession, start having a few attacks, and I've been punished straight away. I've given it away there with Villain Jr. Oh, maybe he shouldn't be the starter. Oh, Correa cuts inside, can't deal with him. Correa, it's 2. Oh my God, embarrassing. Give it away with Villain Jr. Part like the Red Sea. And Leicester, 2-0. We scored 2 against them to start off the game last time round, but... this could be a really bad start to the season. And considering the money we've just spent... Timber wants to play that up to CDK. He's taking it really well. CDK, get us a goal back. CDK does. Okay, we are slightly back into the game. Quinton Timber's first assist for Leeds United. I guess maybe we are on for another goal fest every time we play against Leicester. But is the comeback on? That's all I care about right now. Well, they gave the ball away. Illing Jr. now. It's that ball across to Noni Madueke. Madueke then wants it into Van Duven. It was a poor ball, actually. Van Duven, though, back across to Madueke. What can we do here? Just fire it across Van Duven. Kind of overplayed that a little bit. Eywick steals that. Oh, that's a great ball. Madueke takes it beautifully. Noni Madueke, going to have to be special. Forces a big save. That would have been a huge time to score just before the half, but we have one back and we've looked a lot better. I think we just needed to be sparked into life a little bit. And it feels like we have been. We've got a good free kick spot here. I don't know if I can score it. Is Noni the guy for this? Yeah, Noni's definitely the guy for this. Let's see if I can hit the back of the net with this one. I hit the target. I have to accept that there wins for me with my free kick taking ability. Carvalho inside and DD. Oh, they pull us apart here. That nearly got to it for Fofana. And Meslier does in the end. Oh my God, we give up a corner. They've made a sub. Samari off Dewsbury Hall on. I don't really want to make subs too soon. We do have options we can take if we need to. I don't want to be too rash. Illing Jr. pulls it back across. CDK. Oh, Dewsbury Hall. What a tackle. It is going to be time for some subs for us then. We're going to make 3 of them. And hopefully we can liven the game up. The big one will be Gibbs-White. And also Ekatike is coming out. Ekatike is going to get that ball early. Oh, the pass. That pass is correct to Archie Gray. We're wide in. Instead now we're being pulled apart. Mavidi across Correa. And this is the problem. We try these really difficult passes. We give the ball away and we're just out of position. And Leicester are extremely good at countering. You need to stay in your positions or they tear you apart. And we are set here for a really poor and disappointing opening defeat, but I feel like we've got this in us, and I feel like Leicester have this in them. They just have goal, right? Inside there, finds Van Iwick. Oh my God, Van Iwick scores. There's time left on the clock. Ball in from Archie Gray. Great run from Van Iwick, to be fair, and a lovely finish. Well, I'm bringing Ilin Jr. off, though. I'm going to bring on Trezor. Let's see what impact can be had. Hall. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, they're in. That is lovely, and that was nearly a great goal. Trezor now can run. Trezor. He can run at you, but he needs someone to pass to, and he had it in the end, but nobody is available. And once again, we have a crazy game against Leicester, but this time, they get their revenge at the King Power. We don't come out on top. It was that man, Angel Correa, with a hat-trick. I could not deal with him and Mavidi in this game today. I maybe should have changed something tactically to deal with them, if I'm being honest. And our attack just wasn't really ticking yet, and we really suffered for that. We come straight out of that game to a huge transfer offer from Barcelona to Noni Madueke. And now we always say we're willing and open to sell, you know, 2 or 3 a window. And I've only sold Jorginho, and we were kind of touting him to leave. It feels like I couldn't really just ignore this Madueke one. Let's negotiate. This is going to be an insane off-season if this deal goes through, but I'm going to stand firm. 81.4 million. That's what I want. No, they're nowhere near it. And I'll go in one more time. We'll go, let's say, I don't know, 77 million. But I'm really not going to let him go for, oh my God, they're willing to pay it. Okay, Noni Madueke for 77.4 million. Looks like he's going to go to Barcelona. I don't see Noni turning down Barcelona, do you? Champions League football in Barcelona with that rich history. The problem with that is I have not planned for it. I am in a mess right now. Inter come in. They come in for Meslier. Meslier is distraught at the club. He's really unhappy. He wants Champions League football. Inter Milan have Champions League football. Is this going to be the most insane transfer window we've ever done? Valencia can bugger off. What is the offer? 63. Let's negotiate. This is a traumatic transfer window. 83 million. Will they pay it? Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, he's worth it. France international goalkeeper maybe at this point. No, not actually, probably not. But he'd be second string. Madueke, 77 million to Barcelona. There's no way we turn that one down, or we could ever do that. And the same there with Meslier, because he wanted to leave. We mentioned it at the end of the last episode. That is it for sales, though. I won't sell anybody else now in this window. But goddamn, do we need to do some business? And I play Chelsea next. No one will be sold before the Chelsea game. No, they will. Noni Madueke will be sold. If we see the sale of Meslier straight after this, we are in big trouble. Now, Madueke leaves. Means Trezor's going to play a lot more. We are going to have Meslier for this game against Chelsea. It is, for me, it's a winnable game. They've got a good team, but so do we. We've opted with a very similar 11 for this game. Players a little bit more on the tired end. I will tweak the training after this. But we do play Pacho at centre-back. I liked Fofana. He was good, but I want to rotate the 2 of them. I want to see what both of them can do. This is a big game. This is a really big game in my mind. It's that Leicester performance just wasn't really good enough, was it? Now, there has been a patch update, so sliders will be worked on. Not really as much by me. There is a guy. I need to remember his name. But I do use somebody's sliders on Operation Sports at this stage. I don't have time to be spending tweaking them. That is a great ball into Ilin Jr., who will show it down the line. Will he? He does. Look at that for strength. He's up against Todibo as well, strength-wise. Can I go beyond him? I can slide that one in then to Van Duven, who wants to curl it. He can't. Ampadu. Great tackle. Ooh. What a ball on from Fran Garcia. And CDK feels like he might have shooting boots this season, because that's his second goal of this year so far. And that is a superb run from him. Now, I'm not sure who got the assist there. Who played the ball over? Is it Fran Garcia who plays this over? It is. Fran Garcia, what a pass. Like that, we have the lead. But I want this to feel a bit more comfortable. It's an away game as well, so a clean sheet for the objective, maybe. CDK finds Ilin Jr. Ilin Jr. finds Van Duven. Van Duven! Oh my God, beautiful. CDK's on fire at the start of this season, winning the ball back. And we take a 2-goal advantage. Again, we're seeing high-scoring games again. I think it's from recent patch updates. I noticed it in the last episode. I've noticed it from playing before this episode as well. Sliders, I've said it. They'll continue to be tweaked alongside, and we will find that balance. But you know what EA do? They come in with a new patch and it ruins everything. So it's a constant battle. Show Sterling down the line because I think he's going to be too much of a hassle down the line. Although I spoke too soon. Fofana. How is that a pen? I just don't think it is, referee. Not going to be a card for Pascal, but I just think this is soft. Just soft. Pascal gives away a pen, and Kunku is a dangerous man, and he will score it. And it's 2-1, just like that. 25 minutes. What an insane start to this game at Stamford Bridge. It doesn't feel deserved in the slightest, though, for Chelsea. Garcia shows that one down the line to Willian Jr. Can he get to it? Oh, to Debo. Fair play. He do a lot of risky passes. Oh, that's lovely. Van Duven! Oh, he tried to be neat with it and just flick it beyond Sanchez, but he read it perfectly. Garcia. He knows he could play that inside because you're so focused on Ilin Jr. that the inside ball was there every time. Van Duven has pulled out to Debo. Van Duven pulled out to Debo. I thought that was going to be a great shot. Here comes Raheem Sterling again. Last time, the causer of problems. And it worked last time. This time, it won't. Nywick to CDK. God, look at this again from CDK. CDK now. Cross. Van Duven. Oh, handball. That would have been handball. This might have actually been one of the few times I wish handball was on. As the ball goes in, is it down by his side? It is down by his side. It was the biggest handball shout I've had, though. Van Duven. Oh, that's a great ball. Just round to Fatu. He needs a bit of help. Back into Van Duven. Touch shot. Oh, he's hit the bloody woodwork. Now, we did have some slightly tired players going into this one, so the subs are going to be made. We're going to see Chilwell for the first time. Ekatike on for Van Duven as well. Palmer, bit of space. Chelsea obviously going to have to turn it up a bit at some point, and Palmer is one of those just scary players to come up against. Fofana, well saved, Melier. Is that Van Eywick again? Van Eywick again? Oh my God. Is that onside? No, it's not. I didn't think it was, but Van Eywick making some mad runs today. Whoa. Great footwork from him. Fatu tries to loft it in. He does! Ilin Jr. Oh, what a goal! 3-1 at Stamford Bridge to Leeds United. The late sending off for Chelsea as well in this one, but we do win comfortably in the end. And that's really all that matters to me, is that we get the victory. We needed our first one of the season. 2 away days to start the year isn't easy. And I think we performed really well in this one. I think we performed defensively well in this one as well. They got a cheap penalty. And obviously, just 1 or 2 days after that game, we see Melier leave the club. And I am in absolute shock at how the back end of this window has finished. Because those 2 sales right there have major, and I mean major, impact on the team this season. I only have just 8 days in order to make the changes needed to keep us moving forward. And I didn't know that that was going to happen in this episode, and that is the fun of it. And I've been recording footage now for well over an hour, so we're actually going to call it a day there for this episode. Stay tuned for the next one, where I figure out how to patch the holes. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm pretty happy with how the season started. I'm extremely happy with the moves we've made so far. Let me know what you think of our window so far down below. This is going to be the most insane one as we try and build this team to get Champions League football this season. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you all. I will see you for the next one.